These three smartphones put together cost the same price as one iPhone 12 Pro Max. And today they'll be going head to head against each other in a charging speed test. Talking about charging, they are actually faster at charging, every single one of them, to the iPhone 11 Pro Max or the 12 Pro Max, since they share the same 18-watt block. The Realme X7 Pro is one of my favorite mid-range smartphones of 2020. It comes paired with a 4500 mAh battery, and it comes paired with a whopping 65-watt charging block in the box, and yes, it can charge at a whopping 65 watts. The Redmi K30 Ultra is unfortunately only available in China for the time being, though still an incredibly cheap device packed with tons of features. It also comes paired with a 4500 mAh cell, and it comes with a slightly lower 33-watt block in the box. And one of the slimmest and cheapest phones in the world, the Oppo F17 Pro, comes paired with a 4015 mAh battery, much smaller than the other two devices, as well as a massively sized power adapter in the box. However, this is only a 30-watt block, and that is indeed what the phone charges at, though lower than the others, still a lot more than some of the most expensive smartphones in the world. I'm super excited to get this one going for you guys. I hope that you will enjoy this video as much as I did making it. This is TechNick, and without further ado, let's go. So we're gonna go ahead and plug in all the phones all drained at the same time, and we have the percentage above each device underneath the branding of each device, and we have the time interval at the top right hand corner of the screen over here, and that is in relation to the percentage above the phones. It is not in real time. 20% after just 5 minutes for the Realme, 7% for the Redmi, and 10% for the Oppo over here, and we're reaching that 10-minute mark. 40% for the Realme, 19% for the K30 Ultra, and 24% for the Oppo F17 Pro. We're going to move on up to the 15-minute interval. It's interesting to see that the Oppo is indeed beating the Redmi with a smaller wattage block, but after 15 minutes we have 58% on the Realme, 31% on the Redmi, and 38% on the Oppo F17 Pro. As I was saying earlier, there is a smaller wattage block in the box of the F17 Pro. It is limited to 30 watts, though it does have a smaller battery than the Redmi K30 Ultra, so it's not necessarily surprising. After 20 minutes we have 72% on the Realme, 40% on the K30 Ultra, and almost 50% on the F17 Pro. After 25 minutes, 85% on the X7 Pro, 49% on the K30 Ultra, and 60% on the F17 Pro this time around. And reaching that 30-minute mark will be interesting to see. Yes, we do hit over 94% on the X7 Pro, 57% on the K30 Ultra, and now 70% on the F17 Pro, pulling ahead quite a bit compared to the Redmi over there. We're reaching the 35-minute mark now. Let's see if the Realme can knock off just almost at 100%, 99 there, 67 on the K30 Ultra, and 80% on the F17 Pro, now passing 80% there. And after just 36 minutes, the best time I've ever gotten for the X7 Pro from Realme over here, it did it in just 36 minutes with a massive 4500 mAh cell, and got a rating of 125 mAh per minute, which is absolutely fantastic. Reaching the 45-minute mark, 83% on the Redmi, and 94%, 11% ahead on the Oppo F17 Pro. Like I said earlier, much smaller battery, but it does indeed have slightly slower wattage charging. It'll be interesting to see how close they come to their advertised times, which we'll get to at the end of the video. After just 54 minutes, the Oppo clocks out 100%, charging up its 4015 mAh battery in just 54 minutes, which is pretty great. Its degrees in Celsius at the end of its charge is slightly better than that of the Realme, even though Realme is the baby company of Oppo. Oppo is indeed the parent company. It did have a worse milliampere per minute reading, as well as a percentage per minute reading, and of course it charged slower at 54 minutes as opposed to 36. The K30 Ultra is almost out after the hour mark, and after just 1 hour and 3 minutes we hit 100% on the Redmi K30 Ultra over here, which is still fantastic time since its advertised time was just 58 minutes. The Realme was indeed the best in terms of time at 36 minutes, and the best in terms of milliamp hours per minute reading of 125, compared to the others pretty close together, 72 and 74 respectively. The first 50% milliamp hour reading, we got 188 for the X7 Pro, 87 for the Redmi, and higher than that, the Oppo F17 Pro with 96. In last place, which is indeed third place, the Redmi K30 Ultra did it in just 1 hour and 3 minutes, though its advertised time is indeed 58 minutes, so it was just 5 minutes slower than its advertised time. It got a milliamp hour charge rate reading per minute of 72, and it charged at a rate of 1.6% per minute. The Oppo F17 Pro came in second place here, of course second of just 3. Its advertised time was 53 minutes and it did it in 54 minutes, so just 1 minute slower in that department. I did expect it to beat the Redmi over here since it does have a much smaller battery cell of 4015 as opposed to 4500. Nevertheless, it did better than the K30 Ultra in terms of milliamp hour readings, getting 74 per minute, as well as a battery charge rate of 1.9% per minute. And finally, the Realme X7 Pro, of course, places first over here, filling up its tank from 0 to 100% in just 36 minutes. That is 1 minute slower than its advertised time of 35 minutes, which is perfectly fine with me since it is indeed a massive 4500 milliamp hour cell, and the 65 watt charging in this does an absolutely superb job. It charged at a whopping 125 milliamp hours per minute, as well as 2.8% per minute. That is absolutely impressive, though not the fastest I have tested on my channel. Definitely one of the quickest so far. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. This is TechNick, and I'll see you in the next one.